Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nebo TV. My name is Nekme Obasugi, reporting from Toronto, Canada. I have with me in the studio today, all the way from the ancient city of Benin, Mr. Daniel Obakuzuwa. Thank you, Mr. Daniel, for joining us on the show today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are here to discuss about militant groups from the 9 states of the Niger Delta region, which vowed to resume hostilities last Monday in support of NSAS protest, triggered another anxiety in the country as they presented 9 new demands to the federal government. So I have a video of the Niger Delta Avengers. I think it was recorded years ago. I'm going to play the video before we elaborate on today's topic. For all our viewers today, please, if today's is your first time of visiting our channel, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and also share this video because today's topic is very important. I want everyone to pay attention to the discussion as well. Okay, this is the video.
There is no struggle without a reason. Like the Niger Delta Avengers NDA today have reasons why they are blowing up oil and gas facilities belonging to Nigerian states. That's not to say that we are in support of their actions. We believe that nation building is no one man's task, but a collective effort. I wish to also appeal to my Niger Delta brothers that crippling Nigeria's economy is not the solution to our challenges. It is cheaper to make peace as war leads to more destruction. Fellow compatriots of the Niger Delta Avengers, please sheath your swords and give peace a chance. I think you have made your points. Hence, you should give government chance to respond. Enough of the bombings, please. Nigeria need peace now more than ever. The government of the day need peace to implement its promises.
You saw the Niger Delta Avengers, the members of okay. But the other people that were speaking is like from the federal government, I'm not sure. They were trying to calm them down with the speech.
Yes.
With the speech. So these are the people that we are talking about right now, the Niger
Well,
Avengers.
yes, it is rather very unfortunate that we have a government in Nigeria that is not responsive to the yearnings and aspiration of the people. It is so sad. We have a government under Buhari that is characterized with tribalism, sectionalism, and corruption, which they came telling us they were going to fight. Seeing all these militant group arising after many years of being able to curtail them by settling, giving them a lot of training. Many of them became useful to the nation and useful to themselves. Many were recruited into the army. Many were sent to be pilots. Now that Buhari, I don't know how is it going to handle when they are going to come out again in full force. Niger Delta's Avengers is always, according to them, is the protection of the rich resources of Niger Delta. They do believe that the other area are enjoying their resources better than them. That was what led, and because of them, they are fighting led to oil derivation from for the South Niger Delta increased. But now that they are coming back under this NSAS protest, where the government have failed the people, failed the nation woefully, it is so unfortunate that they have come out with demands for the federal government, or they begin strike. It is going to be a very big blow on the federal government if they don't handle it, because as it is, the major source of income for Nigeria at the moment is oil. We have not grown in agriculture. The North has abandoned their agriculture, where we had a very huge income at then, struggling with the South for the oil. And that is where you see a lot of NFPC board directors now in the belonging, they are now from the North. You know, when initially when they were fighting, we saw previous administration reducing other part of the country with job minima. It was during their fight that led to South becoming group managing director of NNPC, like Obaseki, Bokulatif from Okitipupa and others. But now we have seen a Buhari that is eventually turning every sector, disregarding federal character principles in Nigeria. Virtually every sector in the country is now occupied by a northerner. You know, recently he has again, even with all criticism that Yakubu should not have been the INEC chairman, since the president, is from the north, the INEC chairman should have come from the south. He has also again disregarded it by, you know, reaffirming and appointing Professor Yakubu
Yeah.
as INEC chairman.
Yeah.
And this is so sad. You can see what is happening to NSAS. A lot of them have now been arrested in the discards after giving them the information where the warehouses all over the country is located. They are loot. They are now going from house to house, trying to use it as a yardstick to arrest the youth and keep them in a corner,
Okay.
instead of meeting the yearnings and demands of the people. One would have expected that with oil SARS protests, even when it went violent, Buhari's action and attitude in terms of appointment, in terms of the country development, will see a lot of changes. But we are not seeing it at all.
Oh, yes.
It's
Mr.
so
Daniel.
bad about it.
Yes, Mr. Daniel, let's go back to this Niger Delta Avengers. What they are demanding for. Right now, you know that in the past, there was a kind of a dialogue between the Niger Delta Avengers and the federal government, because they are demanding for compensation for the environmental degradation. Because let me read one. Leader of the militants under the auspices of a reformed Niger Delta Avengers, RONDA, Major General John Mike Ezonibi, in an email statement said the coalition had communicated multinational oil companies to evacuate their staff to avoid human casualties. The reformed Niger Delta Avengers stated, in support of the existing demand by the NSAS protesters, we have added new demands that could stop the mayhem in foreign oil multinationals, oil and gas infrastructures, and the Joint Military Task Force involved in the Operation Crocodile Smile in the region. We have vowed to take the destiny of our region into our hands and kickstart the occupation of all the major oil wells and the oil platforms. We will also bring down all major crude oil production pipelines in zero, it added. Okay, so this crude oil, the pipelines, like what they were doing before the negotiation, that was in 2016, according to what I read, before the negotiation. All these people, they were bombing the pipelines, destroying the multinational companies in the area. So right now, they are coming back again, demanding their level demands from the federal government. And they are taking advantage of the NSAS protests. And when you look at the 5 demands from the protesters, are all based on police reform in the country. So these people are saying, no, we have to add our own to it, because we are suffering in the Niger Delta region because of the environmental degradation caused by the multinational companies. And the oil is going to the federal government. We are not getting enough compensation in our region. Okay, so let me go further again here.
Well, point of correction, apart from the environmental degradation which they are saying, their major concern is that the revenue mainstream of the country is in their region, and yet development is less than
Us
in other
other
parts.
parts, yes,
That
they
is the
should be
major
well.
issue.
Mm,
Yes, yes.
that's
In
what I'm
terms of
saying.
even the administration of the resources, you
Mm,
understand, that has been the issue they have always been fighting for, and during that period until Buhari came in, the federal government have been very careful and selective when it comes to this oil issue, not making sure, that
mm,
they are being carried along.
mm,
just, just as I told you earlier, we now begin to see a new appointment instead of the North becoming GMD of NNPC. We now saw for the first time after their fight, we have to be saying the Southern GMD that brought even one of our own Obaseki into the mainstream. Pokolati was from Kutipupa area in Ondo State. So these were now seeing a lot of changes. But Buhari came in and has resumed the nonchalant attitude of
mm.
taking care of the other part of the country, concentrating only in the northern part of the country. And that
Yes.
is where the danger is.
Yes. Okay. So let me read the first demand from the Niger Delta Avengers. What are, they are demanding for? Last night I read almost all the demands. For me, I think it's justifiable. Okay. So first on the demands of the RONDA. RONDA means Reform Niger Delta Avengers. Okay. It's urgent release of the 98 billion naira gas fare, okay, penalty funds to the host communities of Niger Delta, which are funds domiciled in the federation account through the central bank to Nigeria, CBN, by the international oil companies as payments to compensate the communities being affected in the creeks of the Niger Delta due to their environmental pollutions and environmental hazard caused the national oil companies. So that you understand that maybe I will read it again. Guys, if you are watching right now, let me read their first demand. It's justifiable, honestly. So this compensation supposed to go to the communities affected by the hazard caused, you know, uh, having these companies, multinational oil companies in the region. But these people are not getting this compensation either. And the area is not well developed. So they are demanding for all these things. Okay, the group recall President Muhammadu Buhari administration withdrew 1 billion US dollars from the excess crude oil, okay, account in 2019 to acquire heavy weapons to fight Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, adding this is wicked and insensitive to the peace accord signed with the people of the Niger Delta region, most especially the RONDA militant group that accepted the ceasefire agreement on 21st of August 2016, and nothing has been done so far. Okay, so they're accusing President Muhammadu Buhari right now for withdrawing $1 billion from the excess crude accounts. He used this money to purchase weapons to fight Boko Haram, and that money is supposed to go to a certain people that deserve compensation for environmental degradation. So the money was used to fight Boko Haram. And today, what is still going on in the northern region of Nigeria, uh, Nigerian military have not been able to conquer Boko Haram despite the billions allocated for fighting Boko Haram in the country. So we are going deep right now into what these militants are demanding for in the Niger Delta area.
Well, just as you have said, that is very, very justifiable in the interest of the Niger Delta region. But whatever it may be, as it is just negligence of Buhari taking care, so much concentration in the north in terms of development, in terms of appointment, as if the other part of the country are not existing.
Exactly.
If actually the south is the mainstream for now, of economy base, and such fund was withdrawn, and yet the peace accord was not actually, it means that it's very justifiable. I keep saying it that since insincerity on the part of the government of Buhari is what is bringing the causes of all these Niger debtors, Avengers, demands, NSAS, and all that in the country. And I think this is a hard time for Buhari to look inward and make a U-turn, change his actions, change his direction or ways of ruling this country for the good and betterment of this country. Don't forget, Buhari was warned. Don't forget that Buhari was warned by Obasanjo that his actions is dividing Nigeria more. But instead of Buhari changing his actions and attitude, he rather decided to attack Obasanjo on his statement. And these are the effect of all these. And I do hope that he or whoever is leading him, who the caucus, should sit down on the round table and begin to do things right before it's too late, before it will lead to a Nigerian to every crisis that we do not expect. It was not pleasant when they were doing it in 2016. Revenue of Nigeria, the income of Nigeria fell, and we don't expect to see it again.
Yeah, and what they are complaining about right now, the Niger Delta Avengers, is that President Muhammadu Buhari withdrew $1 billion from the excess crude oil kind of accounts to buy ammunitions and fight Boko Haram. $1 billion gone. It's gone. Okay, and they have not succeeded fighting Boko Haram in the northern region of the country. And this crude oil is coming from a certain region of the country, and the people living in the region are living in abject poverty. Abject poverty. So, hello, Mr. Daniel. The second point is that we demand the total control of our God-given resources in the region. If some parts of a northern state are allowed to operate and will be given license to engage in illegal mining and sale of gold, it means it is time the people of the Niger Delta region, especially the Ijaw ethnic nationality, be given equal opportunity to go ahead, locate refining of crude oil in the creeks without any form of intimidation and harassment from the Nigerian government as well. Okay, what happened in Zamfara a few months ago, that the Central Bank of Nigeria illegally applied to buy gold from the state government, the governor of Zamfara state, while the crude oil from the Niger Delta belongs to the federal government. And the gold in Zamfara, in the northern region, belongs to the state. So, some people were criticizing this idea of the central bank applying to buy gold directly from the state governor instead of the federal government. The governor of Zamfara, a few weeks ago, the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, applied to buy gold directly from the state governor instead of from the federal government, while the oil from Niger Delta is under the control of the federal government. So they are saying that no, this is not equal distribution of resources in Nigeria. Okay, resources that are found under the integrity of Nigerian soil should be under the control of the federal government. If states continue to be selling their natural resources, which means the people of Niger Delta will as well be taking control of their crude oil, natural resources, everything in their states. You know, there are how many states in the 11 states? I think 9 states under the Niger Delta should also be taking control of the natural resources in their region. Okay. We need to know all these things, my people. We need to know what is going on. So these people are pressure group in the Niger Delta. They have been there for years. There was a negotiation, a kind of a dialogue with them in 2016 because the crisis was really intense over these years. But I think after the negotiation, they stopped the bombing and burning pipelines in the region because they were burning pipelines for oil companies at that time. They stopped everything after the negotiation. But now, during the NSAS protest, they came out again saying that, okay, restructuring that we are demanding for, we also have our own demands, unique demands in the Niger Delta area. So they roll out their 11 demands. I hope you guys understand my explanation. It's clear enough for you guys. Please, if it's not clear enough, just let me know. I'm just explaining from what I've read so far. Tomorrow, I think before this time, tomorrow we should start. What's the time now? Oh, okay, before this time. Let's say tomorrow, it will be 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Nigerian time. Tomorrow, we're going to start 3 o'clock Nigerian time. Wherever you are in the world, just check Nebo TV, 3 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow, 3 p.m. Okay, me and Mr. Daniel will come back again and do more analysis of what is going on between the Niger Delta, the federal government. Okay, he said the group record the President Muhammadu Buhari administration withdrew $1 billion from the excess crude oil account sometime in 2019 to acquire heavy weapons to fight Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast. Okay, this is wicked and insensitive to the peace accord signed with the people of the Niger Delta, most especially the RONDA. RONDA means Reformed Niger Delta Avengers militant group that accepted the ceasefire agreement on 21st of August 2016, and nothing has been done so far. Okay, so this agreement was carried out prior to the 2016. You know, these people were kind of a pressure group. They were bombing pipelines, destroying oil companies in the region. So there was a kind of a ceasefire agreement between the federal government and the militants at that time. Since then, they stopped the bombing, the crisis in the region. So according to them, they said since then the government has not done anything since then. So now, because of the NSAS protest, they came out rolling out another 11 demands. What exactly is affecting them in the region? So, $1 billion, okay, was taken from the accounts to buy ammunition to fight Boko Haram. The question we're asking the federal government today, after spending this money, a lot of money, $1 billion, have they conquered Boko Haram in the northern region? The question is open for everyone, yes or no? Probably no. Boko Haram is still there, terrorizing the region, killing innocent civilians. There's a point here I want you guys to understand about this guy.
So my people for Benin, I agree to now. Yesterday, one of our brothers called Tony Kabaka for Edo State, they talk. Say in Niger Delta Avengers Delta, nobody deal with them. Obaseki not our enemy. Oshomole not our enemy. Make it face what they do with the government. Nothing concern we for the matter when they call us for. Niger Delta Avengers, who is the sponsor? Who be in boys? Who be in mates? Make it take a time. The Niger Delta Avengers when they talk self, nobody be in rank. Making know to inform the public. That there not be political talk. There be people agitate for resource control of the South. Now the day after. So I want advise them. Next time if they talk, make they use that language against that language na bad language, na language will give them a problem, na they use. Now I say me I come out and tell the people make the air here that we the job people are not Tony Kabaka. You should know that. Niger Avengers are not with him at all. You should know that. They're not doing it at all. They're not being made, they're not being rank safe. Make him know. That's why people make papa, mama, old man, everybody make the year. Nobody do the Kabaka. Now he only do the go. I greet you all in Jesus' name. Back on the file and I come out.
Okay. So I hope you guys listen to what he just said, saying that Niger Delta Avengers are agitating for the control of resources in the South region of Nigeria. Perfect. Exactly. These are the people. He's one of the members of the Niger Delta Avengers. It's like Tony Kabaka called, I don't know what happened though. He was responding to a comment made by Tony Kabaka. Just ignore what he said about Tony Kabaka, but I just want to one point there that he's one of the members of the Niger Delta Avengers. Like what he clearly said in this video, that they are agitating for resources in the South region of Nigeria, agitating for the control of resources. Okay, so it's very, very confusing and contradicting what is going on in Nigeria right now, and we cannot deny the sentiment of a tribalistic society that we are operating in Nigeria. Okay, and this current administration have been so tribalistic in everything, especially giving positions to the Northerners, specifically the Fulanis. Nigerians are not happy with what is going on right now. Power should be equally distributed among all members of the country. So guys, that is what I just want to point out. While tomorrow, I think we will come back again and continue with the discussion of Niger Delta Avengers, who blows. At the beginning of the protest, we heard that government paid Hulos were attacking the legitimate protesters in the streets. And they end up killing some of innocent protesters who were protesting. Even in Abuja, a vehicle was spotted transporting Hulos to the streets to attack protesters. Okay, one other information before I will leave, let me quickly discuss about this. Lately, it seems that the federal government cannot mobilize security operatives in the country to provide security in the country, to protect the country from hoodlums and looters. Maybe one day they will also give up providing security for politicians in the country, which means Nigeria is going to go in flame with what is going on right now. Okay, I'll play this tomorrow, guys. We'll come back tomorrow and continue with this discussion. God bless you. As you are watching right now, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe. So let me play this video while I will see you guys tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Agbaje Onome. Welcome to your favorite channel where we report news on what is going on in Nigeria. Sadly, for a couple of weeks now, the country has been thrown into a state of dilemma as angry youth took to the street in peaceful protest against SARS, police brutality, and bad governance. Unfortunately, as a result of the protests which turned violent on 20th of October, as military personnel caused great havoc by killing innocent protesters at Lekki toll gate, and hoodlums who few days ago started to hijack warehouses and destroying properties, the police personnel have abandoned their duties and hid themselves from attacks. But this action by the police personnel have caused high rates of insecurity in different states of the country. And so the presidency expressed concern yesterday, 27th of October, when informed that policemen have still not returned to the streets despite violence engulfing most of the cities in the country. A presidency source said the Inspector General of Police was the right person to respond to the issue of the present high rate of insecurity in the country. However, different parts of the country were gripped by all sorts of violence yesterday, 27th of October. In Abuja, armed hoodlums yesterday invaded the National Youth Service Corps NYSC orientation camp in Kubwa area and took away mattresses, utensils, electronics and other items. One person was reportedly shot dead during the invasion as hoodlums looted the facility. While the warehouse at the camp was said to be empty, the hoodlums attacked some residents at the camp as well as shops adjacent to the camp. They blocked the road as at 9 a.m., turning back motorists while the Kwaba village market was immediately shut down, and even parents went to pick up their children from schools to avoid invasion by the hoodlums. While soldiers and detachments of the Nigerian police struggled to ward off the invaders, the Nigerian Air Force and Air Wing of the Nigerian police embarked on air patrol and helicopters hovering around the scene. Reports said though the hoodlums were armed with jackknives, sticks, machetes, and other dangerous weapons, some residents of the area had earlier joined in the looting. An eyewitness said the hoodlums took all removables such as cooking pots, ceiling fans, plasma TV, foodstuff, desktop computers, and laptops in the NYSC camp. According to the eyewitness, some of the looted items were owned by private individuals residing at the NYSC camp. The hoodlums equally used the opportunity to loot computers, generators, textile materials in the shops directly opposite the NYSC entrance gate. Meanwhile, the NYSC Director General, General Shaibu Ibrahim, said the scheme was not responsible for the storage of COVID-19 relief materials, insisting that the COVID-19 palliatives couldn't have been found in any of its camps nationwide. Guys, it has been reported that these hoodlums have been moving from one area to another, looking for government properties to destroy in the name of warehouses to collect palliatives. Well, unfortunately, the NYSC camp was a target.
This National Youth Service Corps, the camp. You have graduates.
Yes.
People in students.
Yes, sir.
Now this belongs to youth corps members. Some of you are graduates.
Yes,
Some
of
of you are
course.
going to live here to serve. This thing you are looting belongs to them. This is their food. This is their kids. Now you're stealing them. Can they come and serve?
No.
You are graduates. Before you become a leader in this country, you have to go as NYC. Corps members.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you close this place down, can you become a leader?
No.
People are inside there stealing. I call it stealing. Now, when you're giving government appointments, what are you going to do? Please, let's look at ourselves first. What have I done myself? Now, what have I done myself? Before you start looting, there it belongs to the corps members, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. You are looting their kids. They are looting their food. Can they serve? Some of you are good and potential corps members. Why do you want to spoil your name for heaven's sake? Nigeria belongs to all of us.
Yes.
Sir, it's quite bad.
Yes, sir. You're right, sir.
It's quite bad. If you at your age of 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, you are looking there. If you are giving commissioner of police, commissioner of education, you administer, what are you going to do for heaven's sake with the money given to you? Please, let's cooperate with the security personnel. Yes, sir. It belongs to our brothers and sisters.
Another area that was attacked yesterday, 27th of October, was Kuje town. Headquarters of the Kuje Area Council in Abuja was also thrown into confusion as hoodlums armed with sticks and knives blocked roads and patrolled the street in search of any warehouse housing the COVID-19 palliatives. It was also reported that they have been going about with sticks blocking roads within the town while shops were locked and passerbys ran for their lives. Also in Lagos State, miscreants popularly called area boys took to the streets in Ikorodu axis carrying harmful objects and sending people in the affected areas into panic. Another incident occurred at Owode My 12 axis, Ikorodu Central and Isiu. While the crisis was going on, an unidentified body was found at Owode area. The incident at Owode My 12 reportedly occurred following the looting of COVID-19 palliatives in the axis, which triggered the local vigilante team into action. In the process, 2 suspects were apprehended and handed over to the police. However, some colleagues of the arrested suspects regrouped themselves and took to the street, unleashing terror on motorists and passers-by. An eyewitness said the attack extended to bus rapid transit corridors, where some of the buses were vandalized. Even shops and business places were not spared as the miscreants looted business places while owners of the businesses ran for safety. It was gathered that many people were injured in the process. A resident of the area, Alhaji Abdul Ghaffar Odurinde, said he had to abandon the day's activities and returned home. Similarly, at Leketu, Ikorodu, Lagos, yesterday, people residing in the area were thrown into panic following information that there may be a major clash later in the day to mark 7 days of their members who were murdered at Lekki Toll Gate last week, Tuesday, 20th of October. Shop owners in the axis hurriedly closed for the day in apprehension of the clash. There was another incident of such in Orile area of Lagos State early yesterday, following a clash between some miscreants suspected to be cultists. It was rumored that one person was shot dead at Alagba area where the crisis took place, but this is yet to be confirmed as true. Eyewitnesses said gun-wielding young men were seen on major streets of the area, ready to resist any attack from the cultists. It was reported that the crisis lasted till evening hours, and during the period, no single policeman was sighted. Following the terrible incident which occurred among some miscreants in Owode My 12 Lagos State, the Commissioner of Police Lagos State, Hakeem Odumosu, has directed the Area Commander, Area H. Ogudu, and other operational outfits, especially the Rapid Response Squad and the Task Force, to stay at alert in the axis with the aim of restoring normalcy to the area. Guys, the high rate of insecurity in the country does not just come from hoodlums attacking communities and warehouses for palliatives, but has extended to the point of hoodlums kidnapping some influential people in the northern part of the country. In Kano, unknown gunmen abducted Aishatu Aliyu, wife of the village head of Tasara in Rogo local government area of the state, under Karaye Emirate Council. The Council Information Officer Haruna Gonduwawa in a statement yesterday confirmed the incident. Gonduwawa, who quoted a report presented by the Emir of Karaye, Alhaji Ibrahim Abubakar II, by the district head of Rogo Wambia Karaye, Alhaji Muhammadu Maraz, said unknown people in their numbers stormed the house of the village head at 1 a.m. on Friday 23rd of October and took away his wife to an unknown destination. He said the abductors shot several times into the air to scare away villagers, and many were forced to pass the night in the bushes for safety. the district head notified the emir in the report that people in Rogo district are living in fear following rising cases of kidnapping, explaining that within 2 months, 4 cases were recorded. The emir pleaded with security agencies to take urgent security measures that will stop the rising tension in the Emirates and enjoined his people to devote more time to prayers. Guys, it was reported that virtually all the areas where crisis erupted in, policemen and other security agencies failed to respond to the calls made by affected victims. It was also gathered that only the military were the ones who tried to save the situation in some cases. Police officials were rumored to have abandoned their duties due to the NSAS protests, and even so, some of them who have been operating do so without their uniforms. A police source said that the situation may take time to improve because many officers and men were downcast over the way they were treated during the riots that followed NSAS protests. It was reported that most of the police officers whose stations were burnt now operate from low-quality makeshift tents. There are even stations without guns. According to the source, they can't do anything meaningful now to curb the situation as they don't have equipment. The source also urges the Nigerian authority to tell the Nigerians what they provided to improve the ugly situation. The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Police Command, Hakeem Odumasu, said that the policemen had returned to their duty posts across the state, calming down fears over their disappearance since the attack on police stations and killings of some policemen by hoodlums who hijacked the NSAS protest. It was also learned that makeshift offices had been created for policemen whose stations were burnt to enable them carry out their constitutional responsibilities. And so guys, thank you very much for staying with us on Nebo TV today. My name remains Agbaje Onome. Hope to see you same channel. Don't forget to click on the subscription button and notification bell if you are yet to do so. See you next time on Nebo TV. God bless you and God bless Nigeria.